Hello and welcome to Readings and Healings with Dipal Shah. I am Dipal Shah and so delighted to have you here with me today. We're going to be talking about boundaries that you have created, and those boundaries that can be hurting you. So I want you to think about these boundaries. Have you created too many boundaries? Do you think boundaries are healthy? Do you think that the ones that you've created are unhealthy? Because boundaries, they can be limiting. They can be limiting to your success. So I want you to share with me as we get started what you think about boundaries. There's so much talk out there about boundaries. So I want to find out from you what you think about them. Hello and welcome back. I am Dipal Shah, and I want to share with you today about boundaries. A lot of times I feel like we create so many boundaries. There's so many talks about boundaries, and I don't know. I want to know from you because I've created boundaries, but sometimes I have to rethink my boundaries. I want to understand my boundaries. Where are they coming from? Why am I creating them? Number one, who am I creating them for? Is it for other people or myself? Let's talk a little bit about why we set boundaries. We set boundaries as a form of self-care, right? I've always said you need to set boundaries. But what does that really mean? Okay. It helps to create a clear guidance, a rule, or a limit of how you want to be treated. Because maybe as a child, you weren't treated so fairly. And every one of us has experienced being treated unfairly, whether it was by teachers, classmates, parents, family members, friends, or we have done that to others. And so now we want to create boundaries because we feel like we're being stepped all over or we're being betrayed, and now we can't trust people because they've crossed our boundaries and our limits. However, what I have found is that we have started creating so many boundaries, or that we have started creating boundaries not for others, but something that has made us become more limited. And even though boundaries honor our wants and our needs and how we want to feel safe and respected, but boundaries can also hurt you. Okay, and I'll tell you why. They can hurt you when you take your boundaries way too far. They can become unhealthy excuses to keep people away or to avoid certain situations or conflicts in a relationship. Because where do we set boundaries? We set them in our relationships. We set limits. We set expectations. But we need to be careful as to how we're setting these boundaries because they can make us become more incapable and limited to what we can achieve when we do that. Okay, so boundaries can hurt us. And so we have to see, where are we setting our boundaries? And I want to help you do that because, okay, maybe I'm setting my boundaries that I'm not going to eat after 7 o'clock. Okay, that's a healthy boundary. If you're saying, okay, well, I'm not going to communicate with anyone that's not in the spiritual community, that's an unhealthy boundary, right? So, boundaries, we have to think about what kind of boundaries are we setting? Are they healthy ones? Are they do they have repercussions? What are they? Okay. And I'm just going to look at all the comments because I know we have a lot of comments and a lot of you here. So I do want to say hello to everyone. Um, yes, Rebecca, you can catch the replay. Hello, Lori. Wonderful to see you here. Okay. So, and I know a lot of you are creating boundaries with people who you are taking care of, because a lot of you are caretakers for the elderly, whether it's an elderly parent and somebody tells you, okay, you got to create boundaries. Well, I'm telling you, you got to do more self-care rather than creating boundaries, because at that point, it's a boundaryless situation, because that person that's sick doesn't know, doesn't understand anything. And even if they do, right, you are living your karma. You are living your actions and you're doing what you feel is right. You are invested in all relationships. And so, how you want to create your boundaries for yourself and for others has to be two separate things. So, I want you to grab a piece of paper. Okay. And I want you to write down boundaries for myself, boundaries for other people, and boundaries for yourself can look like this. Okay. I will not eat after 7 o'clock. I will be mindful when I eat. I will not be watching Netflix, or I will not be watching TV, or I will not be reading the news. Okay. Because these are just habits we're trying to change, but we have to create these healthy boundaries for ourselves so that we can create the changes that we want to see in ourselves. Okay. And so you understand what I'm talking about when I'm saying boundaries for yourself, right? Okay. So write that down. And then boundaries for others, right? Create a one side that says boundaries that for others, like I will not let somebody talk bad about me, or I won't let them disrespect me. I won't let them call me names. I won't let them step all over me, because you will have people that will do that. But those are healthy boundaries, right? What are you going to say, or what are you going to do in those instances? And hopefully those are not things that happen too often. Okay. I'm not going to let people make fun of me or, laugh at me, whatever it is, but this is people's karma. Right? People are going to do what they're going to do. How many boundaries are you going to create? So, literally, I want you to maybe have 3 boundaries for each side. So, boundaries for yourself and boundaries of others, how people will be treating you, what you will allow, what you won't allow, but only 3, okay, for each side. So I'm just gonna look at all the comments. Hello, James. Hello, Destiny. Hello, Jessica. Hello. Let's see. L Carr. Hello, wonderful to have you here. Wow, we have so many comments. Hello, Rudy. Hello, Articulate the World. Hello, Janet. So wonderful to see you. Now tell me about your boundaries. I really want to hear about your boundaries, and I want you to share what you just created. Whether it was in your mind or on a piece of paper, at some point, I want you to do it on a piece of paper. Boundaries for myself, boundaries that I have with other people in my relationships, okay? So, and you have to realize every relationship is going to be different, right? Have you ever thought that, okay, well, I'm going to have certain boundaries with my mom that I'm not going to have with my sister. And then there are certain boundaries I'll have with my husband that I'm not going to be having with my mother, right? There's different boundaries we create with different people. So if you have the time, you can actually list certain people and what kind of boundaries you want to create from them. And that becomes your vision board. Right, guys? This becomes your vision board, that here's my healthy boundaries for me. Here's healthy boundaries for so-and-so. And so you're basically creating this massive vision of how you would like to see things on relationships unfold for you with these healthy boundaries in place. So it's so important for you to do that. Okay? Yeah. So L. Carr says, yes, even with yourself. Yeah. We create sometimes too many boundaries for ourselves that we're not really living our lives. right? Or we create too many boundaries against other people and how other people need to treat us that we're not really living. We're just going by our boundaries. Jessica says, boundaries to honor myself as I learn to date in the big city post-COVID world. It's been a strange year to learn how to app date as an adult again. Oh, well, Jessica, sending you tons of healing because I can only imagine what you're going through. Sometimes I understand completely because I've been through it. But in this case, I've never even dated in an app. I'll tell you how I met my husband, guys. And you're going to laugh because my husband lived in India and I lived here. I actually lived in Kentucky. And we met through family. Actually, we were introduced, and it was an arranged marriage. When I went to India that day on February 14, 1996, I met my husband for the first time. And we had just met, we talked a little bit, and in 2 days, I said yes, that I would like to marry this guy. And in India, so my mom calls his mom and says, yes, she said yes, she'd like to marry your boy. And the celebrations began, and within less than a month, we were married. Okay, talk about boundaries there. I don't think I had any. I was 20 years old. And now my husband and I have been married for 26 years, two beautiful children. And it's been a great marriage and a great life. And we've created everything we wanted. And I feel like we grew up together. I mean, we didn't even know each other. We never even talked. The first time we talked was that day, February 14, 1996. And yeah, I don't know if you all know that about me, but that's my story. And, when we're young, we don't know how to create boundaries or what they are. And I think that's something they should definitely teach in school for sure. But I want to go ahead and read some more of these comments. Let's see. Show integrity for myself as well as others. Thank you. Articulate the world has spoken. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. Also trusting your knowing. Many of you do have a knowing, and I want to invite you to something. Oh, speaking of knowing, people, you are going to love this. So, I want to help you unleash your intuitive abilities. And a lot of you are hiding. A lot of you have these amazing intuitive abilities that you don't even know about. And some of you know about them and you just want to learn new gifts. So I want to invite you to a free masterclass. It's 2 hours on November 17, and it's called Unleash Your Intuition. Okay. And so I'm going to share the link with you, and you can go there and sign up for this course that I'm having on November 16. Okay. And I'm going to put it right here so that you can also check it out. And then I will post it in the comments here as well, because I want you to really take advantage of this. Unleash your intuitive abilities. So many of you have these amazing gifts, but you don't use them. And I know you want to use them because you are empathic, you are a light worker, you're a healer, you're highly sensitive. You might be psychic or a medium or a channeler. And you may not have all the tools and techniques that you need to ground yourself, protect yourself from other people's energies, how to do certain types of clearings like karmic clearings. But anyway, in this class, we're going to use certain techniques to start opening up your intuition. Okay? How does that sound? Lori says, sounds wonderful. So I wanted to offer this to help get you started in tapping into your intuition. And on Thursdays, if you join my private Facebook group, which is Dipal's Quantum Body Awakening Group, okay? If you join there on Thursdays, I'm going to start doing a psychic class there. where we're going to start using our abilities, and I'm going to show you exactly what to do, how to do it. You can ask questions. It's going to be a lot of fun. So Dipal's Quantum Body Awakening, I'm just going to put the link right here in the comments, and you can come and become a member for free on Facebook. And we're going to be doing some psychic stuff, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, so that's what you get. And I want to do healings right now, guys. Hey, Janet. Yeah, come join the Unleash Your Intuitive Abilities. I'm really excited about that. It's going to be an amazing, fun class. It always is. We have about 200-300 people join usually. So November 17th, you have plenty of time to join, but do it now because I only have 100 seats available. So hello, Meher. So wonderful to see you here. And Shushma. Yeah, so wonderful to have you here. And guys, if you're not on TikTok, you should come follow me on TikTok. I do live readings there, and it's so much fun. I did my first one today, and it was amazing. I did past lives. Like, what were you in your past life, and how is it affecting you in this life? Maybe we'll do something around that next time we do healings and readings. Yeah, Jessica, so tell me what's going on. I see you say that boundaries are difficult for you. So I hope it helps you knowing that you can create boundaries, 3 boundaries for yourself, where you feel like you're pushing yourself, or where you feel like you need to change a habit. Sometimes when we have a habit, we need to create a boundary for ourselves, you know? So just tap into that. And I know you want a healing, but can you tell me a little bit more about what you would like a healing for, and I will help you. So, you know, I love this question that you asked, Jessica, that how do I know, how do not know, okay, you don't know how to hold true to your boundaries. And a lot of people don't. So you have to ask yourself, okay, when you start setting boundaries, say, okay, you know, I'm not going to let people disrespect me. I'm not going to let them call me names, or I'm not going to let them treat me a certain way. Okay. And you have to be very specific about this. Okay. So when somebody does that to you and you find yourself in a situation, you need to speak up. That's how you create a boundary. Okay. You need to speak up, especially when it has to do with other people. But if it's a boundary that you're creating for yourself, like, okay, I'm not going to eat after 7:00. So that means do not go near the pantry. Make sure you have a good dinner by 6:30, so then you're not getting hungry, right? Sometimes you binge eat, or you're watching TV and you want to eat. So you want to create a healthy boundary for your body. Like, hey, body, I'm going to treat you great today. Okay. We want to create these healthy boundaries, and we want to understand our body, but we also want to create boundaries for others. So I hope that helps you, Jessica. Rebecca says, I feel too many can become a limited belief. Yeah. So there's a lot of things that can become a limiting belief, right? I feel too many. I feel too many of anything, right? Or I have to create boundaries. That can become a limiting belief. You don't even have to create boundaries. To be honest, if you know your own boundaries, then you don't have to create them. So yesterday, oh goodness, I've got a story for you. So my daughter, she golfs, and she went to the golf course, and this guy started talking to her. He was in his 40s. She said he had a son who was also golfing or learning how to golf. And so he had come up to her asking her questions. And he was just saying, oh, how old are you? How long have you been golfing? And then he asked her an interesting question. He goes, so what, you're brown, right? So like you're Indian. because he said, "Oh, what's your name?" And she goes, "Oh, it's Ashvi." And he goes, "Oh, you're brown. You're Indian." And my daughter, she goes, "Oh, well, what's your name?" And he goes, "Oh, it's Matt." I'm just gonna make up a name. It's Matt. And she goes, "Oh, so you're white and you're American." And I thought that was hysterical because she created that boundary, right? Like, you're not allowed to do that. And this girl is 14 years old, guys. My daughter's 14 years old, and she definitely knows her boundaries. And I'm so proud of her because a lot of kids don't know their boundaries. I didn't know my boundaries, and that's why they were crossed when I was 10 years old, because my mom never told me that it's not safe for certain things to happen to you, right? And if anything does happen to you, please let me know, right? If you're bullied in school or if someone touches you the wrong way. We never had boundaries of what was right and wrong. And I love the fact that my daughter knows her boundaries and how she will let others respond to her. And I see. Lori says, "That's the best answer." I know. I wouldn't even have thought about that. I would have been like, okay, whatever, right? I may have just let it go. But I know it would have bothered me later on, right? So, um, Jessica, it seems like you have a lot of concerns, and we can definitely set up an appointment where we can address all of these concerns and do a healing. So you can always email me at deepalshah@anandaforlife.com or go to anandaforlife.com. At the bottom, you'll see the link. It's moving, anandaforlife.com, and just fill out the contact us form, and I will get back to you, okay? Okay, Jan says, would love a healing for my foot pain, please. Okay, so Jan, thank you so much for being here and wonderful to see you. Healing for your foot pain. So, I'm getting like in the middle, and I'm getting it connected to your stomach. So there's a meridian that is, and I'm also getting the heel. Wow, I'm kind of getting different parts. So it's connected to your stomach and then connected to your spine as well as your glutes, okay? Your upper back or lower back, sorry. So your body's telling me that there's some meridians that are blocked and we need to get the prana flowing better. So just let me know if you can feel this. And anyone else who has any foot pain, please let me know, okay? Let's go ahead and repair the pain. There we go. Notice how your foot is feeling, Jan. Okay, I'm just stabilizing your foot and stabilizing just clearing out the emotions that you're feeling there. And a lot of your emotions are, I don't know if any of you heard my interview yesterday with Darius on You Wealth Revolution, but we were talking about the med spa. We are talking about weight and how to keep weight off, becoming weightless. And if you guys didn't catch it, I talk on a lot of summits, and You Wealth Revolution is one of them. They are amazing. Their entire team is amazing. I love them. And we were talking about how to create that there are 34,000 emotions that a human body can hold on to. Not everybody does, but there's 99% of them that people do hold on to. So 1%, you're not really holding on to them. Okay, so they get stuck in the subconscious and then they create problems in our body. Now, Jan, for you, you're holding on to 4,900 of the 35,000, okay, in your foot alone. So I'm just going to release this, Okay. And that's what I did. I'm just moving the energy, and you might even feel it. I know a lot of times people have felt a lot of energy and even gotten a nice pain relief when we do these healings and readings. So thank you, Jan, for being here. And guys, don't let people walk all over you. I'm telling you, I did the same thing and it made me miserable. It's just not worth it. That's when you know you need to create boundaries, okay? When you let people walk all over you, and you need to figure out what kind of boundaries you need to create. But number one, I'll tell you, for all of you, it's speaking up. When I started speaking up, I found that my boundaries were just a lot healthier. And I felt like I wasn't going back and saying, oh, I wish I said this. Because how many times have you said that to yourself? I wish I said ... or I wish I did ... You fill in the blank. And if you have too many of those, that means that's where you need to create your boundaries. Okay. And for most people, it's letting people walk all over you, or talk all over you, or talk down to you. And, that's just not a good place to be. It's not healthy for you, and it's not healthy for them, Marlon, sometimes you feel disempowered. I think where it's influenced by things people vampire take from you, take it in places and situations, and getting into arguments. I feel for me, I need to regain more of my getting my power back so I can't, and more grounded in my boundaries. Well, thank you for sharing that, because that's true. When you feel empowered, when you feel confident about who you are, that's when you'll start creating those healthy boundaries. So thank you for bringing that up. Okay, so let me help you do that. Okay, so I want you to know that you have this cup, and it's completely full. Okay, it's full of joy and happiness, and it's full of confidence. Okay, this cup. And you walk around with this cup everywhere you go. You're going to go over hills. You're going to go over rocks. You're going to be going over boulders. You're going to be really feeling that this glass is just going to tip over any moment. You can't let that glass drop. Okay? That is where you're going to get your confidence from. And every time you drink water, you're drinking your confidence. Okay, you're drinking your power. So I want you to think of your water every time you drink water, guys. And let me get my water bottle. I'm going to demonstrate. This is my power. And I know I love this bottle. I love the color. And you guys know I love this color because it's my whole theme on my website. But this is my power bottle. Okay, it gives me and infuses my body with the power that I need to walk through this life and feel confident, feel grounded, feel loved by me. And you can do it. Okay, so that's my tip for all of you. All right. So thank you so much, Marlon, for being here. Hey, how many of you are new to today's healings and readings with Dipal? I always say special hellos to my newbies. I want to know if you are completely new to my work or new to healings and readings with Dipal today. Please let me know, because I do want to love you. Let's see. Okay, Shushma said she was bullied as a child. And well, thank you, Shushma, for joining. Please do join my private Facebook group, Deepal's Quantum Body Awakening. It's where we're going to start learning psychic abilities. Hello, who's ready for that? Yeah. Cobalt says she's new. Name is Jennifer, and you're in Maine. Well, thank you so much for joining, Jennifer. So wonderful to have you here. Janet says she's new. She's from Cambridge, UK. Well, I'm so happy you guys can join us. Please do come to Deepal's Quantum Body Awakening private Facebook group, number one. And number two, the link that you see here, is a masterclass link to help you dive into your intuitive abilities. And we're holding that on November 17th. So I want to invite you to that. Seats will fill up. So please do hop on board very quickly and let your friends know if you know that your friends are into this and want to increase their intuition. Let's bring them on board. Share this link with them. And I've also put it in the comments. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I was working with Shishma. So Shishma, around being bullied and gaslit as a child. Yeah. So I feel like that's definitely still going on for you and being shut down and avoided around all others. Oh, isn't that annoying when people avoid you? And guys, I got chills because I don't like being avoided either. Sometimes, people will say hi to my husband and I will be standing there next to each other. They will say hello to him, but they will just, as if I wasn't even there. I'm like, hi. But that's okay. You know what? That's their thing. I'm going to do mine and I will just be or walk off. I mean, if you don't want to acknowledge me, I'm perfectly fine with that. But I do want to share with you that being bullied is not fun. So I'm just going to help you heal that childhood part of you that was bullied at one point. Okay. And sometimes adults get bullied too. So let's go ahead and heal that. And I see, is it Fina? Fina from New York? Hello and welcome. Very nice to see you here, my dear. Please do join Dipal's Quantum Body Awakening group. It's a Facebook group. And if you guys are on TikTok, like I said, come join me on TikTok. I did my first live today. I did readings on past lives, and I'm going to continue doing readings on TikTok. So I do teach a lot of intuitive work there as well. And so come join me there if you are on TikTok, okay? All right. So we're removing the bullying and we're helping the inner child, Shushma, heal. And I know a lot of you have been bullied. So as I work with the inner child, and this takes a little bit of work. Okay. So if you want to have a session, make sure you contact me at deepalshah@anandaforlife.com. Facebook's user says, I was bullied. Julie says, can I get a healing for bullying as well? Yes. So if you want this healing to be for you as well, all you need to be is open to receiving the healing. Okay. So I'm just clearing the bullying, healing that inner child, and letting that inner child know that she has the power to stop this. She just never did, or he just never did. And it bothers you till this day because you could have stood up for yourself, but you felt helpless. And even at home, you couldn't go tell your parents. Jennifer says, I got hit by a boy out of nowhere when I was in 5th grade. Yeah, and that's scary, right? And so these imprints that we hold on to, let's remove those cords, remove those imprints so that you're not holding on to that anymore. Okay? Because these things that we hold on to, guys, can actually progress and follow through into our lineage, and our children can encounter the same types of energy because of us. So we have to clear this, okay? Yeah. So Shushma said, parents, sibling did the bullying. Okay. And I'm sorry about that. That is unfortunate that that happened to you. But I just disconnected that energy and cut the cords. So notice how you feel, my dear. Okay. And you might need deeper healing and clearing. Okay. Yeah, a lot of sibling and parental energies coming through. So For those of you who would like deeper healings, please do come and email me at deepalshah@anandaforlife.com. You can do that, and I will respond back as to which link you can use for a session. And Articulate the World says, do we get to keep the masterclass? No, it's going to be a 48-hour replay because I'm going to be doing it quite often. And I'm going to be offering a lot of new things come the new year because I really want to help you guys build your intuition and help you realize that you can heal yourself. A lot of times we don't understand how we can heal ourselves, and we don't have that relationship with our body or our intuition. And I want to help you do that, create that relationship. I think it's one of the most important relationships, because that's where you can create those healthy boundaries, since we're talking about healthy boundaries, because you have more self-awareness of who you are and what you need when you step into your intuitive abilities. So come join me there. Again, you're going to have a 48-hour replay. You could use it at any point in time. We're going to be doing a lot of different exercises. And so I've kept this link up because I want you guys to sign up at this link if you want to join us for unleashing your intuitive abilities. Okay. All right, my lovelies, it's 2:07 and it's time for Dipal to create other magic. So I want to thank you for being here, and please invite people here. I can only count on you to invite people to our wonderful healings and readings by just tagging them. Okay. If you know someone who could use our healings and readings, please bring them here to our time together. Okay. All you have to do is tag them. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. I love you. Have a beautiful, blessed week. And I'm going to see you guys probably tomorrow on the private Facebook group. Okay. So at 1:30 probably. That's when we're going to start the healings. The psychic classes. So they will be, oh, no, not tomorrow. It's going to be the following week. Okay. So, but I'm going to start coming on anyway and just kind of tapping in and everything. So anyway, thank you guys. I love you. You're welcome, Ronald. So wonderful to see you here. Elcar, Janet, love you guys. Bye.